2-0 by looking at maybe some of these scores that they have hung around. Going on the road and playing a team like that, I mean, is it, I don't want to use the term trap, I don't like that term, but I mean, is it kind of like a point of emphasis knowing this might be a game that you guys could slip?
I don't think we look at it as a game that could slip. I think every team that we play from here on out is going to give us their best shot, and that's what we expect. We're Michigan, and with the year that we're having and the defense that we have, the offense is going to give us their best shot. So we have to go in each week the same preparation. Indiana's a little different, like I said, with the tempo, but it's the same mindset every week.
You mentioned that tempo, and Utah gave you guys some trouble with it. Oregon State gave you some trouble with it early. Have you guys seen anything? Anything that's been replicated from those early games, or has anyone kind of given you guys that pace at all?
Since?
No,
I mean, we're in the Big Ten. A lot of teams run the power teams, and they spread out a little bit, but they're not the tempo teams that we saw against Utah or in Oregon State. But today, our scout offense gave us a great look, and we're just going to have to build off of what we see throughout the week. Just come in mentally prepared to have tempo.
I mean, looking back, I'm sure it now feels like it's months and months and months ago. But those first games, what do you remember about what they did that did give you trouble with that upbeat, up-tempo play?
I think it was just the tempo, honestly. Us not being aligned correctly, us not getting our hands in the ground, especially the defensive line not being set and ready, which is probably the biggest thing that would move us off the ball just because our hands were in the ground. If our hands were in the ground and we were focused on what we had to do, it would have been a totally different story. So I think we have to build off that and learn from our mistakes earlier in the year and go from there.
You mentioned that you guys are feeling a lot better, in a lot better shape physically this time of year than you were last year. What would you attribute that to?
I think it's Coach Tolbert, our head strength coach. He's done a lot of different things different than Coach Wormley has done in the past, especially during the season. The lifts are tailored towards recovery, making sure the body feels good for Saturday, not beating yourself up after practice or before practice. I think that's probably the biggest thing is just Coach Tolbert realizing that it's week 11 and we need to kind of slow it down and play our best football on Saturday.
Did you have to get up really early for lifts last year? I thought there was some real early. I don't know if that was during camp.
I guess it depended on what your class schedule was, but me specifically, I didn't have to. I could lift it right after practice or before practice.
Okay,
which is kind of the same
talk,
now.
Like 5 a.m. lifts and stuff like that. So.
I mean, not personally, not for me.
Okay.
Would you say the defense made progress from the Minnesota game to last week?
Yeah, I definitely think we cleaned up our mistakes, especially during Minnesota. There's a lot of, we call it loafing when you're not running to the ball, the effort plays, missing tackles, and then in Rutgers in that second half especially, we picked it up and shut them out. So I think there's progress from Minnesota to Rutgers and now into Indiana. We have to make another big step to become the defense that we want to and improve each week like we want to.
Your term, loafing, is that a surprise considering what this defense has been, that you would use that or describe yourself that way against Minnesota?
No, I mean, me specifically, I was loafing, as Coach Durkin calls it, but if you want to be the defense that we think that we can be and the defense that we know that we can be, there's no excuse for loafing, and even when we do win the games, we're going to pat ourselves on the back. We have to look at the mistakes that we have made to be the defense that we want to be and put ourselves in position to do what we want to do at the end of the season.
Do you think you're back to being that defense after this game?
I think definitely Rutgers gave us a little confidence boost to understand that this is the defense that we are, and this is the defense that we could continue to be throughout the end of the year.
Do you remember? I think it was back UNLV week, and I believe it was Ryan who said that you guys were really mad about giving up that touchdown. I mean, looking at and as Brendan mentioned, the shutout streak. Then these past two games, the Michigan State game, the Minnesota game. I mean, Rutgers was able to do a little bit early. Does that kind of help you? I mean, do you almost feel like that's a benefit to kind of maybe slip a little bit in order to correct it and tighten back up?
I mean, we would like to shut out every team. We would like to have no big plays, no loafing, no missed tackles. But I think when you have the games where you kind of not play as well as you can play, you kind of have to look back and you realize that maybe the teams that we had played before, where we had shut them out, their offenses might not have been as good as the Minnesota or the Rutgers that we had played, and Michigan State that we had played, and just tighten up what we have been doing and continue to play like we know we can play.